Have you ever heard about a famous actress who refused to work with someone ever again? Well, today I am going to tell you about Mary Tyler Moore and a person she decided never to work with. You will not believe who it is. So, stick around until the end to find out all the surprising details. Mary Tyler Moore was one of the biggest stars on television. She was famous for her funny and smart roles, especially in the show called The Mary Tyler Moore Show. But even stars have their tough moments. Sometimes, working with the wrong person can make things so difficult that they never want to team up again. Mary was loved by millions because she was kind, funny, and super talented. But behind the scenes, things were not always perfect. So, who is the person Mary Tyler Moore refused to ever work with? It is actually Dick Van Dyke. Wait! Before you get confused, were not Mary Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke friends? Were not they on a show together? Yes. They worked together on the Dick Van Dyke Show in the 1960s. It was a hit show, and Mary played a funny, smart wife named Laura. Dick Van Dyke was the star, playing Rob Petrie. Fans loved their chemistry. So, why would Mary say she never wanted to work with him again? Well, here is the story. While they looked like great friends on television, behind the cameras, things were very different. Mary Tyler Moore was a hard worker. She wanted to do her best and be treated fairly. But Dick Van Dyke, who was already a big star, did not always treat her nicely. He could be rude and did not respect her ideas on set. Mary felt that Dick did not give her enough credit. He often acted like he was the only important person on the show. This made Mary feel sad and frustrated. Imagine working hard every day and not being appreciated by your co-star. Even though Mary was young and still learning, she stood up for herself. She wanted to be treated as an equal, not just the girl on the show. This problem was not just small arguments. It got so bad that after the show ended, Mary decided she would never work with Dick Van Dyke again. She wanted to protect herself and her career. Mary's choice was brave. In Hollywood, actors often feel they must work with anyone to stay famous. But Mary chose to speak up and say no to someone who did not treat her right. And you know what? That decision worked out for her. After the Dick Van Dyke Show, Mary Tyler Moore went on to star in her own show, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, where she was the star and boss of her own career. This show made her even more famous and won many awards. She showed the world that she could shine on her own. So, what can we learn from Mary Tyler Moore's story? First, always stand up for yourself. If someone treats you unfairly, it is okay to say no and protect your feelings. Second, respect is important in any job or friendship. Everyone deserves to be treated well. And finally, sometimes saying no to people who do not support you can open new doors to better opportunities. Even famous people like Mary Tyler Moore have problems with others. But how they handle those problems shows their true strength. Mary never forgot that lesson. She kept working hard, being kind, and making great shows that people still love today. So, now you know the secret behind Mary Tyler Moore's big decision to never work with Dick Van Dyke again. Sometimes, even friends on screen are not friends off screen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment telling me which famous television story you want to hear next. I have got lots of cool stories just like this one. See you next time for another amazing story from the world of television and movies. Goodbye.